Damn, you sound awesome, Rancid.
Thanks, Hal. You look awesome.
Can you guys hear me fine, or do I need to move closer?
No, you sound great.
Okay.
We all sound great. Oh,
We
I'm
all
too close.
sound fantastic.
You're kind of booming.
Well, that's the kind of guy I am.
I can't even get closer to my mic because I'm like all up in my desk's shit right now.
It's the Clash Files. It's an epic win. It's the Clash Files. They give a piece of shot again.
It's July 16th, 2015, and this is the Clash Files. I'm R. Cooper Cady, just fresh off of unpacking from a 3,000-mile move. I'm joined today by Rancid Meat.
Anyang.
And Halligan's here.
How's it going, Coop?
And the birthday girl, Natalia, is joining us this week.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Real good, real good.
I'm good.
Can't complain.
Any news in the game? Rancid, what are you working on right now?
Oh, I'm trying to work on walls, but I've had a busy week, so I haven't really done a lot of farming. Did 3 whole stars in the last Kent War. That was just great.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are sitting in that situation from the last war. Halligan, what are you working on right now?
It's been a busy week for me, too, but I was able to get a couple boost sessions just to do a little push. Got myself into champs again.
Are you going to say it? Go ahead.
Oh, goodness. No. The fact that I beat you to champs after...
Go ahead.
Yeah, this one was brought on by you this time. I had nothing to do with it. We were were we both in Masters 2?
No, hell no. You were in Masters 2. I was in Crystal 2.
Oh, goodness. That's okay. That's part of the reason is that I learned my lesson the first time that I made a wager on trophies with you. So I wasn't going to do it. But she goaded me into it, and everybody else in the clan was going in. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll beat you. And I kid you not, I got a boost session in earlier in the day and was able to get within a couple cups of Masters. Or I'm sorry, champs. Got to champs, and within 2 hours after that, she was 100 cups over me. So maybe I beat you, soared right past me right after that.
It's true.
Yeah, so besides that, I haven't really done anything. Maybe a wall here, maybe a wall there.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm pushing, but I don't have any gems, and moving is expensive, so I'm not going to have any gems for a while. So I've been attacking like 8 times a day because I've switched from Lava Loon to Go White to try to get my war performance up. Being a Town Hall 10 that doesn't engage in anything that's shady, I'm perfectly content with 2 stars. Natalia, what are you working on?
I have 5 of 5 builders free, so not much. I am like the rest of these fools, pushing. Currently sitting at 3289. I've maybe been able to attack like 4 or 5 times a day, just been busy, so just haven't been able to really do a boost session like I'd want to. But tomorrow is Friday and is my Friday, so I will have the weekend to catch up a little bit, which will be really nice.
Geez, sounds like a common theme. We're all crazy busy this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been able to put in a shift. I've only been able to do a boost here or a boost there.
Right there. Right.
Right.
Can't string them together. None of us have gotten boot notices this week.
No.
Nope.
I haven't gotten a boot notice in forever.
No, it's amazing. I went 3.5 months with no family. It's amazing how much less clashing I'm doing now that the family's here. Not that I'm complaining about that, but yeah, I haven't had a boot notice since they've arrived. So we're all in Kent Farmhouse, and we like to talk about what's going on in Kent every week, and we actually have quite a bit of news this week. So, Natalia, do you want to give us the rundown in Kent?
I can, sure. So, currently in Kent, we just lost our last war against a clan named Honduras Clan. We lost pretty badly, actually, 82 to 94. They were a level 6 clan with 164 war wins.
Yeah, let's face it. This was the Honduras National Clan.
Yeah, so this, we got our butts kicked a little bit, but they were really nice. They tweeted at us, and they seemed to be pretty cool people, so I'm not too upset by it, and I'm pretty happy with the way that Kent kind of pulled together and even got 82 stars because they had some rough bases.
If anybody speaks Spanish and can kind of figure out that Twitter account, I'm pretty sure that is a professional soccer player or footballer.
Something, yeah, something.
25,000 followers on Twitter.
Right.
He's Twitter famous in a way that none of us.
He's, way more Twitter famous than we are.
What else is going on in Kent?
that's pretty much, well, Kent is pushing. We're doing a push right now, a clan. I'm calling it the unofficial official clan push. So we're all kind of working on seeing how high we can go in the US. So that should be fun. That's going until the 31st, so the end of the month. Kent 2.0 looks like they lost their last war to a clan called Phil Empire. They lost 86-92 and are currently up against the Christians. So best of luck, Kent 2.0 there.
So I wonder if everybody in Phil Empire is named Phil.
It didn't look like it, no. But my last piece of news for Kent is the one and only Rancid Meat has taken over leadership. I've passed my wand to Rancid, so congrats to you, bud.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it. I hope to do a really good job, and I've been away from Kent 2.0 for about a week, so I'll have to get to know everybody for sure, and bear with me until I do.
You will do wonderfully, and I am always here if you need anything.
Thanks very much, Nat.
That plan has been coming into its own, I think. We recently made the decision to pull alts out of the clan, and they're still hovering around 47, 48, 49 members, aren't they?
Yeah, they were.
That became a standalone clan quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah, because it was only a week ago that we booted all the alts or the second accounts that people had there.
Yeah.
It's full.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Mainly Town Hall 9s and lower, right? There aren't a lot of Town Hall 10s in there right now?
No.
Grumpy Trolls over there, semi-permanently it sounded like.
I think there are 2 10s maybe, but not a lot. 1 or 2.
And honestly, I don't know about you guys, but that's really kind of what I wanted to see in Kent 2.0. Nobody seemed like they were in a big hurry to run over there right when it started, but as it started to come into its own, I was hoping that some of our more seasoned players would head over there so they could be Kenty.
Definitely, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah,
and they have. They're over there visiting. There are people that have moved over there for good. And, I always hate to see people leave Kent because you get to know them and clash with them and they become really good friends. But it's within the same family. And like I've always said, if you're in Kent or you're in Kent 2.0 and you're talking to somebody online chat and somebody wants to come visit Kent and you want to go to Kent 2.0, switcheroo. If there's room, go for it.
Yeah,
if there's not room, ask in clan chat, hey, does anybody want to take my spot and come visit, Kent or whatnot and do a switch for a couple days? That's fine.
Yeah, you can't just jump over there anymore. You kind of have to do a hostage exchange.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll trade you 2 9s for a 10.
That's right. Yeah,
exactly.
And so on the horizon, I'm sure we're going to get into folks that want to scrimmage, and I think that once they get, their legs under them a little better, that will be something that will be really fun to do.
Totally.
I know that's been talked about already.
So 2.0 is raring to go. Every time I talk to 2.0, they want to scrimmage, and I'm like, wait, guys, we are not on the same levels, not even close.
We are level 3, though.
You are level 3.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I wasn't paying enough attention just because I had a bunch of other stuff to do this afternoon, which we'll get into a little later, maybe, Nat. But we're 75 into level 3, so we may have just gotten that today.
Woohoo! You did.
Yeah.
Well, it's coming right along, and as that clan levels up, it'll be easier and easier to get. I don't want to say higher level players, but if you got a couple more Town Hall 10s, then it would sure be easier to stock the war clan castles so that you can keep being successful in war.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's not a update week, but there was a little bit of Clash-related news, if you will. Halligan, what's going on in game news?
Well, a couple days ago, Supercell put out a real cryptic tweet about something big is happening in October. Of course, that starts the Twitter world all abuzz, wondering what it was. And they quashed it pretty quick. They came out with the announcement right there afterwards. And it is a Clash Con. Unfortunately, as cool as that sounds, it's in Finland. And I don't know about you, I can't get my ass to Finland. So we're just kind of getting little peeks. And I know Chief Pat was tweeted out who's going to Finland. Not too many responses on that. But there probably will be some type of big announcement on a game update at that point. And if they're doing something this big, I'd expect the update to be this big as well. Their typical update schedule is July, which we've already seen, as well as September. So pushing it back to October isn't that big of a stretch. And if it's something real big, then I can see it being pushed back to October.
Yeah, so I love this kind of thing, trying to guess at what maybe we think it'll be. So if we could just go around maybe, and what do we hope is going to be announced in October? We could have anything we wanted in a big update. Natalia, do you know what you would hope might be announced?
I'm still trying to get adjusted to the new updates that we have, that my mind hasn't even been on what could possibly come out again in October. I don't really know. I have a feeling it might be Town Hall 10, or not Town Hall 10, Town Hall 11. Maybe it's quests. That could be something that they introduce that could be pretty big.
Anything that you just dread that it might be, something you hope it's not?
More war stuff.
More war stuff. What about you, Rancid?
If I were to hope for something, maybe a third hero.
That could be cool.
That would be good.
You know, something bigger to play with. It'd be nice for another troop, which they have room for. But I'd really like just another hero to learn to play with. The new ones that we just got recently are lots of fun to learn to play with. Yeah.
Anything that you'll roll your eyes if they end up announcing?
More giant bombs. More giant bombs. I don't want to see any more of those. They just keep wiping my Velks out. I'm really unhappy.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that maybe the announcement will have to do with being able to set your own war matchups. I know that there are a lot of pitfalls in that, but I really think it's something that if they put their mind to, they could figure out to where it couldn't be abused. I hope it's not Town Hall 11. I don't think there are enough Town Hall 10s to necessitate Town Hall 11 at this point.
I agree.
That was going to be my answer. The one thing that I didn't want to hear him announce is Town Hall 11.
Yeah.
Would be bad.
Yeah, because I'm still trying to get used to the stuff that I have.
Right, and we've heard so much. I mean, we won't go into it too much, but the last 2 weeks of Twitter have just been nothing but the ugly side of Clash of Clans. And if it takes all these extra added tools and practice to 3-star a Town Hall 10, then we certainly don't need to put Town Hall 11 in it, because it will just give people more incentive to try to work around the rules of the game, I think.
Well, one thing, and I didn't consider this. I've been giving it a lot of thought. But when you asked Rancid what he'd like to see, and he came up with that extra hero, I think that would be a great thing at Town Hall 10. And this wouldn't be for Town Hall 8s, 9s, below, whatever. This would be a strictly Town Hall 10 hero that they could balance in a way that it doesn't defend as well as it attacks. You know, you look at both the king and the queen, they attack much better than they defend because they've got that additional ability. That would kind of skew the playing field so that 10s have that better chance. And it's not a guarantee, but a better chance to get that 3rd star. I was thinking things like maybe additional spaces in the clan castle for Town Hall 10 would balance that out. I really think that hero thing may be the answer to the problems, and be a big enough update where they get people from all over the world to Helsinki.
Well, but if they're going to do a 3rd hero, it can't be something like a super goblin.
No,
right?
Why in Helsinki? I mean, I understand why, but
yeah. Well, here's my hope. If they're going to do one in Helsinki, maybe they'll do the next one in San Francisco, because they have an office there too.
I can get to San Francisco. I cannot get to Helsinki.
Yeah, me too.
San Francisco could be as far as Helsinki, as far as I'm concerned.
I think a little farther for me, actually.
Yeah. So, what other news is going on this week, Halligan?
Not a whole lot. Been combing through the forums. There's nothing real big there. Doesn't look like Supercell's done anything with that user interface issue that we talked about last episode. Everybody in the clan is still complaining about the inability to switch troops easily.
Yeah, which I have now noticed.
You have? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody seems to have noticed. The thought before we brought it up that it's a known issue is that, maybe the space isn't as big, the icons are smaller. No, there's really something going on. I mean, my first war attack, I had trouble switching off a rage, was going to drop balloons, drop the rage first. I was MFing myself like crazy. Luckily, I still got the 3 stars on it, but it was definitely a user interface problem with it. So that's still out there. As far as broader news that affects Clash, there's an app out there now called Mob Crush, which is trying to compete with Twitter, specifically in the mobile gaming base. where you can stream to their service directly off of your device. It's been in a private beta up until this week, but they just came out of private beta for iOS, and they're hoping to kind of grow on it. And I know, Coop, you looked into it a little bit. What do you know about it?
Yeah, this interests me a lot. You said Twitter. I think you mean Twitch.
Twitch, thank you.
This is going to be a direct competitor for Twitch. Yeah, and I was interested in it because I would like to be able to stream gameplay. That does interest me, but I don't want to go to all of the trouble to have to set up the mirroring and get my PC working and do all that green screen setup and all that business that I know that some of the Twitchers go and have to set up. So I immediately downloaded the app from the website. It's in public beta now. It's not released through the iTunes store yet. But when I asked, you get a message when you try to stream that says that it's still a limited service and that users will be added, this, that, or the other thing. So I reached out to their support and said, hey, I tried to throw my podcast weight around it. Hey, I'm in a podcast. I'd like to start using your app and maybe review it for the show. Can I get, be one of the people that are streaming? And I was told that, well, you can only do streaming if you have the Mac app. But it's really easy. You just plug your phone in and you can do it. And I don't have a Mac, so I can't do that. So I said, okay, well, what about on-device streaming? They said, well, right now, the only way you can do on-device streaming is if you jailbreak your phone. So if I jailbreak my phone, I know exactly what's going to happen next, and I don't want to have to deal with that nonsense. So I did ask about iOS 9 because iOS 9 is going to have a native ability to do screen recordings. If an app puts that functionality into their app, you'll be able to do a screen recording within iOS 9. And the only answer I got from them on that was, well, we can't talk about iOS 9. We're not allowed to talk about future versions of the program.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, so right now, I think they've got a ways to go before they're actually going to be able to get actual mobile streaming.
Yeah, but it's nice to know that they're moving that direction. That's something that the industry as a whole is looking at. For those of you guys that can get Android, Lollipop, the latest version of Android, that has the ability without root to be able to mirror your screen as well as record. I know that's how I do my YouTube stuff. So it sounds like iOS is going to have that ability coming up here soon too.
So with Lollipop, you can record your screen without a third-party app?
It's an extra app, but you don't have to root. With Android, you talk about rooting. With iOS, you talk about jailbreaking. Jailbreaking. But you don't have to do that when you're on Lollipop. The OS itself allows you to do that, or third-party apps to do that.
Yeah, I'm anxious. I hope they do get it figured out because, like I said, I would like to do some of that. I'm in the market for a tablet right now, and the NVIDIA Shield has the ability to do Twitch straight from the device on any game, if I understand correctly.
Wow.
But you can't currently buy one of those. They're sold out everywhere.
I told you, I want one of those. I want one of those bad.
It looks pretty cool.
So if you find the black market, let me know.
Yeah, I will. Any other news?
I did notice something over the last couple of days, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, but when I was in the Phantom Zone 2 war, not only did I see this a couple of times, but a couple other members reported that the war timer showed 0 seconds. Have you guys seen this?
That's happened to me one other time, and it hasn't been since this update. It's been a couple of months ago, but it resolved itself within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think that's just a general post-update glitch that shows itself every once in a while.
Yeah, it might be. All right, does that do it for news?
That's all I got.
All right. So we had a couple of other things that we wanted to talk about. I recently was mentioned in a talk that was on another podcast about not being exposed to high-level war bases, and so that made me decide to take a little field trip in the name of the podcast.
Research!
So, I do some research. So I went and visited Ice Ice Baby 2, which is it's not a top-level war clan. Ice Ice Baby, which is their main clan, is a pretty top-level Town Hall 10, all-max war clan. Ice Ice Baby 2 is not really a feeder, I don't think, but it's like one level below. So about everybody there has maxed out Town Hall 10 bases. The walls are not all maxed out. To get in the clan, you have to have at least combined level 50 heroes, which I have level 49, and they were nice enough to let me in. But a lot of those guys have got at least some blue walls and max level heroes. So I was able to go over there and visit for a while. I visited one other high-level war clan that I'm not going to name because I'm about to say that they were complete and total jerks when I was over there. And Ice Ice Baby was totally different. I do think that they have members that English is not their first language, so they don't have the kind of chat that we have in Kent where everybody's just chatting all the time. But their chat was not completely dedicated to war. They seemed like good guys. You know, they gave me base designs to try for their war. Gave me a lot of advice on attacking, and for being a max level clan, they were really cool about the fact that I was anxious and didn't think I was going to do well, and I ended up getting 3 stars total in the war.
Nice job.
Superb.
In.
Yeah, absolutely.
But more than that, I think I learned a lot by going over there. I've never been a ground guy. I've always been an air guy. I learned that I think in order to do ground effectively, it comes down to patience more than anything. And then having max level heroes certainly doesn't hurt.
No wonder I suck at ground so bad. Patience.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't spam.
You're saying that they were giving you lots of advice and what have you. What kind of direction were they steering you?
A lot of their advice just had to do with the way that they approach war is different than, like, say, Kent, which I expected that would be the case. When you're all near max or max Town Hall 10s, one doesn't attack one. Number 20 could attack one because it's all skill. It doesn't have anything to do with the matchup.
Right.
And they, like when we war in Kent, we want the Town Hall 8s to go first so that the Town Hall 9s know who they need to hit. And then the Town Hall 10s know who they need to hit. There, they just want to 2-star everything first, and then they'll go back and pick the bases that they want to try to 3-star.
That's an interesting thing that they have the advantage of to do when you're all the same town hall level. That's interesting. I think that's great. What other kind of tactics, I suppose, were they looking at?
Well, you know what surprised me is there was a lot of Go Wipe, even Go Wipe that 3-starred, but I really expected it to be a total ground game clan. But there were folks like Guns Up, who was on Scotty's podcast not too long ago, can 3-star Max Town Hall 10 with Lava Loon. And
wow.
Being a Lava Loon guy, that just impressed the hell out of me. Now, you know, heroes are a big deal, right? When you can take out a third of the base with 2 heroes in a clan castle, then it's going to make it easier for you to 3-star. But still, it was just, to me, it was very impressive that somebody could 3-star Max Town Hall 10 with Lava Loon.
Were they doing a lot of that Queen Walk thing?
No, really, I only saw that once. Somebody 2-starred at Max Town Hall 10 doing that Super Queen or Queen Walk or whatever you want to call it.
Right. Well, I think with the crazy, stupid, I hate it AI change on the Queen, it actually helps that Queen Walk thing, which I had first seen in the TRL EWCA war that I thought was the coolest thing, where you drop a giant and let the giant tank for a couple spaces while the Queen keeps just walking. But I didn't realize that it had turned into such a big thing.
Yeah, I saw it a couple times, and there were definitely people like, you know, the folks that weren't completely maxed out are still farming, so I definitely saw them using that kind of thing in farming raids. It was not what I expected in that I was intimidated when I walked through the door, but within 20 minutes I wasn't intimidated anymore because they were very welcoming, and I did not expect that.
That's very cool.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway, I have now faced max Town Hall 10 bases. If anybody
set up
cares
for
about
war.
That. Yeah, exactly. Set up for war, anti-3-star bases, and did okay. And felt like if I had stayed there, I would have gotten better, even to the point where I'm sure I could have, you know, at some point 3-starred at Town Hall 10. I am of the opinion that it doesn't take outside help. Anybody that knows me knows my opinions on some of the YouTubers that are out there and some of that people that love to light up Twitch. But the other day on one of the other podcasts, Jake from One Hive said something, and don't everybody have a heart attack, but I really thought he had nailed it. If there wasn't outside help, then the game would not have moved this far, this fast, right? Like some of the strategies would have taken longer to learn, figure out, and all that stuff.
Definitely, yes.
But that's not necessarily a bad thing, in my opinion. And that's what he said, too.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that he said that the game would be better. It would be better because that guy that 3-starred at Town Hall 10 would be the man. You would be bowing down and kissing his feet. because he 3-starred that Max Town Hall 10. Nowadays, you see a 3-star on a Town Hall 10, and you're like, well, he's tried 200 times. So I couldn't agree more. I thought that was the best comment out of that most recent episode of Saturday Night Hive. So thanks, Tate, for doing that. I really agreed with Jake on that.
I agreed with half of everything that was said on that podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder which half.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not the 18-year-old half.
Oh, goodness.
Is there
Moving
anything
on.
else? Yeah. So, I mean, I don't really have anything more unless you have questions about, visiting that type of clan. I'm super happy in Kent, and I don't envision myself making the leap to a clan like that anytime soon, but they were stand-up guys.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic. I'm really happy to hear that.
Well, if you don't share that knowledge with Kent, then we'll kick you and they'll take you.
The only thing I was sworn to secrecy on were the bases, because they have got some pretty creative bases. I'm sure.
Dang it.
I'm sure I'll get blown up on Twitter whenever people think that I think that their bases were creative, but I thought they were creative. They certainly saved my bacon, and I don't have, max walls or high-level heroes, and I was able to fend off attacks.
That's
Listen,
awesome. Hey, you can share the theories.
Yes, if you are listening and you are in Ice Ice Baby 2, feel free to PM me your war base. I won't tell anybody. Just throwing that out there.
Cool. I'm sure you'll get at least a couple of PMs tomorrow. Yeah, Rand.
Yeah. I was wondering, did they have different base setups going on the fact that their defenses are almost equal because of the walls? Or was it just kind of, I know that when you build a base that you build it and then you have, a couple of people kind of critique it to give you a hand and fix a little problems. Was it just know that, this works with this type of walls, or were they just kind of building a bunch of different bases so that everybody had something fairly different?
Well, everybody had something different. You could tell that there were a few guys in the clan that were pretty dedicated to base building. So I don't think everybody in that clan is a base building genius, but I do think that they have a few guys that are good at building bases.
That is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I can't build a base. Completely broke my heart. I was talking to the guy that gave me the base, and he's like, hey, I don't mind you using this base. Keep it in your base setup, and if you ever come back, use it when you come back, but I'd really appreciate it if you didn't use it when you weren't in the clan. And
Almost
of course,
definitely, yeah.
And of course I had to agree to that because it was so nice of them to let me come in. They're fairly compartmentalized bases. We'll get into what you look for when you're pushing here in a few minutes, and I'll go into what I look for, and it's definitely not what I was seeing in that clan. But it is about protecting from the 3-star. Like, they're happy to let somebody 2-star that base because it comes down to who can get 2, 3, 4, 3-stars. That's who wins the war.
I can understand that for sure.
Okay. So that was my visit to Ice Ice Baby. All right. So we got a question this week. One of the things that we're all kind of doing in Kent is pushing. Kosar Maniacs, who sends us a lot of questions, and a couple of us have visited that clan. It's a great clan. So if you're looking for somewhere to visit, definitely visit Kosar Maniacs. What they would like to know, this is a clan Twitter, is what's a common mistake that we look for in a base design that makes it a prime target for Lava Loonian? I'm a Lava Loon guy. I know that Natalia looks for bases when she's Lava Looning. I don't know what Halligan or Rand use, but let's start with Natalia on this one. What are you looking for in a base when you're pushing up and you're using Lava Loon?
I look for low-level air defenses, obviously, or I look for down air defenses or down Inferno Towers, because when I'm pushing, I generally always see Inferno Towers. So anytime either of those two things are down, I like it. I also try and look for bases that don't have spaces near, like 2 spaces apiece near the town hall, because that means the Teslas are elsewhere, and I can generally pick out where the Teslas are, because I don't like them right next to the town hall. My balloons get shot to pieces, and generally my minions die very, very quickly when that happens. So I try to avoid that. The last thing I think I look for is I like when the base is super compartmentalized because then I can spread my loons out a little farther and I can let each individual loon kind of do some work, especially under rage. They tend to clump a lot less, in my experience at least. That's pretty much what I look for. And down heroes. I mean, if the queen is on the outside of the base or whatnot, because a queen is just a Lavalunian killer. She can take a raid that was supposed to be a 2-star or a 3-star and literally make it a 0-star. You know, low-level queen or queen just far on the outside of the base is always a good thing, in my opinion.
Hal, I know you're an air guy, right? Most of the time?
Absolutely, I am.
Do you look for anything different? You're Town Hall 9, so one question I have is, after the last update, when you were pushing up to champions, were you noticing that you were seeing Town Hall 9s more consistently, and what do you look for?
Couple things is, as I was going up through Masters 2, Masters 1, I was seeing less Town Hall 9s than I did the last time I hit Masters. So it was, it's funny because the last time that I went up to Masters, I think you and I, Coop, were talking that I thought that it was inordinately easy for me to get to champs last time because I was still seeing Town Hall 8s the last time I went up. Didn't see a single Town Hall 8 since Masters 2, was seeing mostly Town Hall 10s. Now, these Town Hall 10s were level 1 Inferno Towers, lower level defenses, so I was able to pretty easily get 2 stars on them. But what I would look for is those low level ITs, expos down. So, I mean, the same exact things that Nat would say. But the biggest thing that I would look for is where the queen was. Because if I could clear out half the base with my Lavaloon and the queen was still far enough away where I could get some pups in there. And that was the other thing that I changed from just 2 Lava Hounds to full quad dog raids. I'd say 3150 trophies, maybe 3100. I switched to the quad dog. And the reason being is because of this dumb queen AI, you couldn't get the heroes to cycle straight through to the town hall. So that was my best chance of getting a 2-star on a town hall 10. So it's really a level thing. You look for real symmetrical bases where you can come in from the 2 sides, whether it's the top 2 sides, bottom 2 sides. Occasionally I'll come from the left or the right, but just the V coming in, spread those hounds. If it's symmetrical.
It comes with V's.
Yeah, exactly. That's the perfect way of attacking. And if they've got offset bases, then it's not such a good deal. But if they've got their queen on one side, just avoid that. I didn't notice anything with the blowers that has really changed anything, but I think that that's because I've come with 4 hastes. That's helped a bunch. I tell you what, that level 2 haste is sweet.
Would not know.
I don't know either.
It's nice.
I will tell you, Halligan, I only generally come from the top or the bottom when I'm Lavalooning. I hate coming in from the side because I can never get my fingers right. I always get screwed up, and then my balloons aren't deploying, and then my stupid minions aren't deploying, and then I'm cursing at my phone. And then I throw my phone because I just lost 28 trophies. And I have to wait an hour because I'm not boosting. It's not good. So top and bottom for me only.
Anybody who's listening, please make it easy to attack from the top or the bottom.
Yes, please.
That's the funny thing
that I
there.
look for.
I attack from the sides, either left or right with my ground forces.
I cannot do it.
Coop, now that you've gone to doing some ground attacks, have you changed from where you deploy? Because you were a top guy too.
Yeah, I've always attacked from either the top or the bottom. So yeah, the biggest mistake I look for is a base that's oriented where I can attack it from the top when I'm doing Lavaloon. But now I have kind of shifted since getting back from Ice Ice Baby and learning how to attack from the ground. I've been doing that to push up, which takes a long time to build the army. I'm only attacking maybe 8 times a day. I look for one thing and one thing only. I try to, 2 things. I try to avoid the bases that have the big rings of defense going around the outside because that'll ruin it. The other thing is, though, that I look for more than anything is if there's only 2 walls between me and the town hall, because I can blast through one and jump over the next one, and it's usually just a done deal from there. And when you've got jump and holes blown in walls, as long as you deploy your heroes pretty quickly, they'll follow it the whole party in. Like, you don't have to worry about them shooting across, around the outsides. It's happened to me a couple of times. But as long as you deploy your wizards on the outside so that they can clear a decent sized path, then you don't really have to worry about, the queen going for a walk.
I have noticed that where you can still kind of force the heroes in towards the center if you can create a huge wide funnel.
Yeah, but it's got to be pretty big now.
It has to be really big. Yeah, absolutely.
And you have to have something like, with Lava Loon, when I used to do that, it was always do your attack, make sure you blast a big wide hole for the heroes to go in, and then employ them last so that they can go in and maybe take out the town hall. Sometimes it was risky business doing that, but a lot of times it worked. Now, if you don't have something that the heroes can latch onto just inside the base, then they're never going to go in the middle.
Yeah.
So rancid, push, not push.
I haven't really done any heavy pushing, but I am climbing up, and I'm going to see how far up I can get with the ground troops.
The ground troops.
Until my haste is finished. I thought about, okay, well, maybe I can start playing with balloons again and see if I can get any good with my air attacks. But until that's done, I think I'll stick with the ground and just see how high I can get up with that.
And what do you mean by done?
It'll be level 2 in about 5 days.
Okay.
Jeez,
yeah.
These Town Hall 9s are putting us to shame, Coop.
Well, I mean, I do have haste, but the level 1 haste isn't any faster than max rage.
My God, I have hero envy, I have spell envy, I have wall envy.
Yeah. How high do you think you can get, Rancid?
Hal thinks that I can get to champs.
You'll get to champs easy.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah.
I'd have to add a little bit more damage to my ground game. Like, I got to stop using my farm army once I get up
about
into
30, yeah, about 3,100 to 3,150 trophies. Switch over to what Coop's doing, where you're just doing go wipe, and you will easily get into champs and reap the 2,000 gem bonus.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yes,
yeah, that helps.
It'll
that helps
definitely be nice to keep going a little further up once I get that bonus. And it's just everybody's poor in Crystal 1 right now.
Yep. Yeah, it really sucks in Crystal 1. You have to kind of endure it until you get up to where the bonus is helping you.
That's just it, is that I'm just trying to endure that, but I don't have any, a lot of time to sit and play. So it's been 3 days of, oh, come on, 30 minutes of looking for a base that's got 300k in resources.
No, power through.
How high do you, you just have to.
Yeah,
just power through, look for the cups until you're up into the better loot.
I keep forgetting to look for the snipes. I'm just such a greedy bastard that...
Oh, yeah, you've got to take advantage of the snipes.
Yep.
You're not going to have any pretty soon.
No, I realize that. I hit next when I see one. It's like, oh, darn, I should have taken that.
Yeah.
I am all about those snipes.
The other night, it's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm on my last raid of the day, and I got a snipe, and I took it out with the Archer Queen, and almost hit end. I was so happy to get the snipe, and then I noticed that it had 800k gold and like 600k elixir. Wait a second. I think I'll really attack this thing too. Halligan, how far do you think you can push up?
I'm hoping. I think my best is 3226. I mean, last time I hit champs, I went there for the red badge and the 2,000 gems.
You hit it and quit it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. So this time I'd like to, and I'm pretty sure I can get to 3,300, but I'd really like to get to 3,400 and get that cool 2 champions badge like you got, Coop.
Well, then you're going to have to get to 35 because that's when you get it.
Is that it? So
yeah, 34.99.
Yeah, it's 300.
Screw
so
that.
You got to get to 3,500 to get that, and then the next plateau is 3,600 so that you can chat while you're searching.
Yep.
Cloud chat.
Cloud chat.
Are you there yet?
I'm at 35. I'm at 34.99 right now. I got to 3,500 to get the badge, and then I got sniped for -1.
Love it.
Eat that.
Which happens every time.
I got 2-starred today for 1 trophy.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Oh, my
As a Town Hall 9, I did about the dumbest thing ever. after losing a raid, I thought it's the common gambler's mistake. It's I lost that hand. I'm gonna double down on this one. Yeah, so I put out the trophy pushing base and got 3-starred. Surprise! 32 trophies again.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Natalia, how high up are you gonna go?
I don't know. I'm gonna go up until I don't feel like pushing anymore, which could be tomorrow. Which could be next week, which could be next year. I don't know. I have a lot of people pushing for me to get to Titan, which I'm not sure that I want to do yet because I literally only have 2020 heroes and I don't think I can make it that high with 2020 heroes. But we'll see. I'm currently in champs and I am not having any issues. I'm seeing a lot more high cup offerings than I used to. So if that kind of keeps up and I don't stop seeing that for a while, then I'll keep going.
I tell you what, Nat, I came up with this great idea and I just need somebody that can develop, like a phone app to help me out with it. I'm calling it iHero, and for $30, I'll rent you my heroes.
Perfect. Except for $30, I'll just up my heroes.
You can only get like 2 levels out of that.
Well, that's okay.
I did the depressing math the other day, and to get mine from level 25 to level 40, it's $1,500.
Oh my god.
So backloaded.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So I'm at 3,500 right now, and I am not going to stop until I hit.
Now, is that to just purchase the DE and then the time? Or are you just talking about time only?
Oh no, that's purchasing DE and time.
So it would be half then. That if you just did
less.
time.
No.
Yeah,
it would be much less.
Oh, less.
Yeah, it's $10 a level.
It's $10 a level.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's not bad at all.
But still, to go from 25
$300.
Yeah, I was going to say. That's still $300.
Yeah. So anyway.
What about you, Coop? What are your plans?
4,100. That's
right
my
on.
goal.
4,100. So you want to get to Titan?
I want to get to Titan. Yeah.
All right. I'll race ya. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I'm not racing Coop.
Come on, let's go.
If anyone can do it, Coop, you can do it.
I've been making about 100 trophies a day on 8 attacks a day. So I know that that's going to slow down. It wouldn't surprise me if it slows down tonight, tomorrow, and starts getting really hard. But the cup offers have been so good.
They have been.
Even at like the last attack that I did to get to 3,500, the cup offer was 24. So it was. I mean, that's pretty good. I think at 3,500 trophies.
That's more than I'm seeing down in Crystal. I'm getting like 10 and 13.
It's funny because as soon as I hit champs, I started seeing Town Hall 9s. And when I was in Masters 2 and Masters 1, I wasn't seeing a dang single one Town Hall 9.
Yeah.
And then I swear, as soon as I jumped the curb to 3201, I started seeing a ton of Town Hall 9s.
It's crazy. And I think that a lot of it has to do with timing. Almost like the loot economy, so to speak, where there's times where I'll see max Town Hall 10s for 12 cups. Like, okay, 1 star on this guy? No, that's not worth the attack.
Yeah.
And I'll just keep searching and see the same thing. Well, tonight my shield ran out and I was so upset about my second war attack that I forgot to reload my army. So my shield is running out. I got no army. Figure I'll go out on a snipe just to get something I knew was coming on me. And I'm seeing all of these 36, 38 cup offerings on minimal Town Hall 10s. Oh, geez. Sorry, honey. Can't help with the kids. I'm putting a boost on.
Right.
Yeah. It's really a timing thing because by the end of that boost, those were all gone.
Yeah.
We got a couple of questions, and one of them was from Adam Bear. He's in Kent. He says, are you surprised that the storage shield isn't something that you have to like upgrade or rearm? He says it seems like he's been playing for a while, and this is the only thing that Supercell's really given to the players in the game since he started playing. And to me, there was such an outcry for something to be done about Dark Elixir zapping. That it didn't surprise me when I saw a shield, and I didn't really think it would be something that we'd have to rearm. What do y'all think?
Well, I'll tell you what Supercell thinks. On their help and support page, they say zapping was never intended to be used as a quick way to gain the resources or the resource type that you're short on. We know many players used it for getting Dark Elixir in particular, but an even greater number of players felt this made Lightning Spell a trick for converting Elixir into other resources. We agree and concluded that this type of tactic is not in the spirit of Clash. So they didn't give it to us. They just didn't intend for that to happen to begin with.
They just took it away.
Exactly.
From others.
Yep.
Yeah, for those losers that like to zap
Mhm.
Dark Elixir.
But I think Adam has a good point, though, is that it really is the first thing they have kind of given into the game that hasn't cost anybody anything. So
Well,
I think
it
he
cost
has...
the zappers.
Well, right. But it's not something you have to rearm or pay for or... anything you can level up or something. It is kind of especially from, I've noticed at least, when I saw that message, I said, he's kind of right. It's the first thing that they've implemented into the game that hasn't cost anything.
Yeah, it was a freebie.
It completely falls into line with what Hal said, though, from what they've off their website.
Oh yeah, very much so.
Is that, they didn't want it so that you could exchange one resource for another. That was their intent in the game. And even adding the ability to upgrade it, or you had to buy it or rearm it, would still be costing the player in that mindset.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. I think the only people that pay for it are the ones that wanted a currency exchange to change Elixir to Dark Elixir.
Right.
Right.
And that's been brought up many times. And I know that they say a lot of things are never going to happen, but they weren't officially working on Clan Wars until right before it came out. So we did get another question from Yama, who's also in Kent. He wants to know our opinions on whether or not he should pursue being an 8.5 or if he should go to Town Hall 9, which, if I understand 8.5 correctly, he's basically asking if he should be dropping his expos. Right, so that's the difference between a Town Hall 8 and a Town Hall, or an 8.5 and a 9, right?
Yeah, expos and other defenses. I think you get another Archer's Tower and another 8. Don't you get another air defense?
Yeah, you get an air defense, you get a cannon, already got 4 mortars at Town Hall 8. I can't remember that one specifically.
Because we didn't get that 4th mortar until we were Town Hall 9, that's why.
Yeah, that's why I don't quite remember, but you get the 2 expos, you get another Tesla. There is a bunch of defense to drop, but I would say it partially depends on how fast you're going to be upgrading stuff. It's going to take longer to do to do offensive troops, including your Dark Elixir and, those guys at early 9, and forever to do your heroes for a lot of people.
Not everybody, right?
No, not everybody. There are people out there that get them done faster than others. Just doing doing the offensive troops, once you've got whatever army you're comfortable with, it's a Town Hall 9, then maybe start working on adding the new defenses and dropping the expos last. I've seen a lot of different discussion on whether traps add a lot of weight or a little bit of weight. That I can't remember because we weren't really keeping track of it by the time I built mine.
What about you, Halligan?
It really depends on, like Rancis said, the speed that you're planning on upgrading. I think, how about I put it this way? I know a lot of Clashers, and darn near all of them leave their Town Hall out because that's the best way to save loot. So you're either going to get sniped, or somebody bigger and badder is going to come along and crush you. The defenses, as far as keeping loot, aren't that huge of a deal. And the term that Tate used when he was crunching numbers, he's a big math guy, was at the time sink. The time sink at Town Hall 9 is your heroes and your troops. Walls, obviously. So start with those. Might as well, especially if you're a casual player where you're just logging on, get a few things done, get a couple builders busy. Do the obvious stuff first, your camps, your CC, what have you. and then just do your troops as you go along. So I don't think the defenses are going to necessarily save you loot. So during that progression, you might as well go to 8.1, 8.3, 8.5 along the way.
But does a casual player even know what an 8.5 is?
Probably not.
Yeah. When I say casual player, I mean somebody that's not getting on every day and at least getting a boost session in. And
Okay.
how about this? The guys that have 5 builders and have had 5 builders for a while that can afford to put up those defenses and max them right away. I like the idea of being able to attack up to your defense level and taking the time to be able to learn how to attack to your defense level, specifically for war, but not only for war, also for looting, pushing, that type of stuff. But it really depends on how quickly you can develop those defenses.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, I guess from a war standpoint, I used to be dead set against 0.5s, but as I'm becoming more interested in war, and it is finally happening. I do see.
Say what?
Yeah, I know. I do see the advantage of having a really strong attacker that doesn't pull in a really strong base. I guess I could live with somebody that doesn't drop their expos immediately. Nat, what's your opinion?
I'm kind of on the same page as Halligan. I would say that do what you feel comfortable with. That's always been my mantra. That will always be my mantra. But if I were to give any advice, I would say that it would be to do your camps, get your spell factory going to the next level or whatnot. And if there's anything to gem, for me, immediately, if you were interested in something to gem, it would be your lab. Just gem that up, gem it done, and then just start getting down on troops before you are dropping any defenses. And then do defenses as you can. My opinion would be to do splash damage first, or, either Teslas first, then your point defenses. I mean, that's always been the way I've done things because I'm a farmer and pusher, so those things are more important. But I know in war, I think point defenses are better. That would be my opinion. If there's anything that you're considering gemming, it would be, obviously farm the resources for the laboratory, but then just gem it done. That way you're able to get something going in that lab immediately, because I know there's a lot of troop upgrades going from 8 to 9.
Yep.
And if that was anything that I was waiting on at 9, it was that I literally had all my defenses done, but I still had 4 or 5 troops, and I had kept my lab going constantly. There were still 4 or 5 troops that I had left to do.
Yeah, I had 4 weeks of offense to finish after my defense was done.
Right.
Yeah. And I totally support the idea of getting your camps going first, because that's going to help you farm a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely, even to gem those camps if you feel like it, because they are really going to help.
Yeah.
I remember having a discussion with, I've got a cousin who's a clasher, and he went from 8 to 9, and he's like, I can't believe how expensive these camps are for just 5 spaces. I don't think it's worth it. Looking back at what we didn't know then that we know now, it is so worth it for those 5 spaces per camp.
Yep.
Those
and
20 troops.
Yeah, absolutely. It makes and then the 5 additional that you get in your clan castle. But let's face it, everything gets done. There's no stopping in this game. It's going to get done. It's really just the order that you do it.
Yeah,
so I think that an 8.5 is a natural progression.
Yeah.
And how much time you put into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to get done. It's really just up to you on the speed in which it's going to get done.
Yep.
Amen.
Yep.
All right. Time for some shout outs. Rancid, who do you want to shout out this week?
I'm going to give 2 shout outs this week. First is to the Phantom Zone 2. Thanks to Bryce for letting my little mini come in. Some of the other guys that are in there, I'll just quickly name off if I can bring it up really quick. Ball for giving me level 7 giants. That was just helping me a lot farm today. That was great. Valdag, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Bad lag.
Sure.
Vadlag, yes. Thank you very much. I keep looking at that going, is that right? Chuck Berry, he's been helping. I know I'm forgetting a few others. There's only 15 of us there, so if you've got a second account or a first
15
account.
15 already? It was just created 2 days ago.
Well, no, we're at 3-0. on our war
It's a
record.
week.
Oh,
Yeah,
so a week.
Perfect. Since I have a crappy little Town Hall 6, I did a 3-star loon attack today.
Nice.
Loons.
Yes. Just
Ransom
blew
had
it away.
loons?
Yeah. I used one giant, a few archers, and then just loons after that. It was awesome.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, we're doing really well over there. And like I said, there's room, and we're always looking for any players that want to just come along and have a little fun and just be pretty relaxed. So that's my shout out for a clan at least, and some guys. The other one that I want to shout out is a guy that I have a lot of respect for and just keep gaining respect for is Illnest. And there's a lot of reasons why, and I don't need to go into them. Everybody's got their reasons for what they do, but I think he's a pretty decent guy.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll definitely second Illness.
I'll third.
I think he is a stand-up guy that sometimes gets a little more crap than he deserves.
He's like sandpaper. You can always rely on him. He's a little rough, but you can always rely on him.
Love that. That's so good.
Natalia.
Yay,
how about you?
Illness. So my shout outs this week are going to my girls in Kent and Kent 2.0. We actually, for the longest time, it has been only Fox and I were the only two girls in Kent. Recently, literally within the past couple of days, we have gotten 5 others. So there's 5 other girls now. So there's a total of 7 girls currently, including myself, sitting in 2.0, which is so amazing. I'm having so much fun having other women in the clan. So shout out to obviously Fox and Shield Maiden. We have Eye of Mordor, Megan, Nighthawk 83, and Bazinga. Awesome. I'm so happy to have more girls.
Wow, so if we are up to 7 girls, that means we've got like what?
7.
15% of the clashing community that's female now?
Yeah, right?
Halligan, how about you?
I'm scared of all the women.
You should be.
Yes, absolutely. No, it's funny because I had no idea that Rancid was going to shout out ill. I was actually going to shout out Rob, Taco Lover, because you three know that I stream the pre-show and sometimes a lot of the show on Periscope. And without fail, Rob is tuning in when I go live and is asking questions and giving me ideas and what have you when I go live on Periscope. So love you, Taco Lover. Love the cast, and keep it up.
So shout out to the entire Clash cast tonight.
No
That's
doubt.
pretty awesome.
That's a great show. Okay, my shout out this week is going to go to a member of Kent 2.0, I think.
Ooh.
And his name is Ket the Trowel, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. The other day, he and I got into a discussion about a very serious topic, and that is whether or not Ben Affleck is going to make a decent Batman in the next Superman movie. And Ket, he's a misguided gentleman. Thinks that he won't do a good job, and I mean, yeah, I of course think that Ben Affleck will probably knock it out of the park, and I'm not afraid to go on record saying so.
I'm not a big Affleck fan.
Well, just because you think that doesn't make me any less right.
Wow. Just because you think that doesn't make me any less right.
But anyway, so yeah, we got into it, and he's got his opinion. Definitely, I've got mine. But I'll shout out Ket this week.
I got your back, Ket. I got your back.
Hey, for the record, I think Ben Affleck is a great actor.
Nah.
Yeah, forget it. Yeah, get off the record.
I actually think he is a pretty good actor.
Scratch that.
I think he's okay. He's made some questionable choices on roles sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But there's a scene in the trailer for Superman versus Batman, or Batman versus Superman, whatever it's called, and it's the one where Superman rips the doors off the Batmobile, and Batman just rises up out of the Batmobile and stands up to him. I'm sorry, I'm sold. just on that one scene.
Yeah, the reason I don't like Ben Affleck is because he always looks like he has constipated face. Like, I just feel like he's always constipated.
He has resting bitch face for guys.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So I mentioned in the intro today is Natalia's birthday, and I've been married for a number of years, so I know not to ask her how old she is. But
don't do it.
When we found out it was Natalia's birthday today, we worked all day long to get people signed in, able to use TeamSpeak, which is what we use to record the cast and just talk in the chat. So we had a lot of people that all got together before we knew Natalia would be on, and we wanted to just wish her a happy birthday. Hi, it's R. Cooper Katie.
Adam A. Bear.
And the Great.
Bisp.
Fox.
Halligan.
Jezza.
JP.
MMM.
Hey, it's Rancid Meat.
Scotty 827.
This is Tate.
Hillbilly.
Tip Dog 20.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Natalia. Happy birthday to you. Excellent job, folks. Thank you so much for doing this.
That was either the best thing or the most terrifying thing I've ever heard.
It's going to be
Both.
Why are you laughing at?
Awesome.
It was the most amazing thing ever.
And this wasn't just people from Kent. This was people that had TeamSpeak from other clans. It was really, really nice.
It was
Yeah,
really
it was across
amazing.
the family,
So happy birthday.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. You can find us at www.theclashfiles.com or follow us on Twitter at The Clash Files. Subscribe to us on iTunes, or you can also find us on Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, or subscribe from the RSS feed on the website. If you've got a question or a comment, you can tweet that at us or email us at hosts@theclashfiles.com. Go ahead and give us a rating in iTunes if you like the show. That's our show for today. Hope you enjoyed listening. This Clash File is now closed.
As always, The Clash Files is produced by me, Rancid Meat, and a big special thanks to everybody in the K family for helping out and for continuing to support everything that we do here at The Clash Files, no matter how crazy it is. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.
That my hero's a disgrace. And check from one eye sort again. With a warring other end. But then I flip my iPhone on. And that ain't cool but hell on. And Rancid too. It's the Clash Files. It's an epic win. It's the Clash Files. They're giving peace a shot again. Whoa. Clash is out there. Clash is out there. Yeah, yeah. Well, the struggle is surreal. At least that's the way I feel. To find a new refreshing cast, I think I found one at last. 'Cause when I flip my iPhone on, and that ain't cool but head on, Rancid too. It's the Clash Files. It's an epic win. It's the Clash Files. And now my soul's at peace at last. Since I finally found this new podcast. And I flipped my iPhone on. Yeah. Now I Coop and Howard and Rancid too. It's the Clash Files. It's an epic win. It's the Clash Files. They're giving peace a shot again. Whoa.